Let's talk about artificial intelligence, the invisible force that's quietly shaping our lives in ways we often don't even notice. It's the unseen hand writing your emails, suggesting the perfect reply before you've even thought of it, and picking your next binge-worthy show with uncanny accuracy. It's the friendly nudge from your health app maybe one day, even telling you to lay off the carbs or reminding you to drink more water. AI is becoming your personal coach, nutritionist, and sometimes, your digital conscience. AI is everywhere, the voice on your phone that answers questions, sets reminders, and even tells jokes. It's in your living room, your car, and your pocket, always listening, always learning. It's the algorithm that somehow knows you want a cat-shaped toaster before you do, filling your feed with things you never knew you needed. Sometimes it feels like it knows you better than you know yourself. It's powerful, exciting, and honestly, a little scary. The reach of AI is growing every day, touching everything from the way cities run to the ads you see on the street. For every breakthrough, like AI helping doctors spot diseases earlier and more accurately, there's a downside. Deepfakes that blur the line between real and fake, biased algorithms that can reinforce old prejudices, and systems that sometimes make mistakes with real consequences. AI is making decisions that can change lives, sometimes for the better, but sometimes for the worse. Imagine being denied a loan, a job, or even housing, not by a person, but by a faceless algorithm. It's like we've handed the keys to a very fast, unpredictable car to a teenager who learned to drive from video games. The stakes? They're higher than ever, and the road ahead is full of twists and turns. AI can now copy your voice from just a 5-second clip, making it possible to create convincing fakes that could fool your friends, your family, or even your bank. Or it can deny you housing based on ancient biased data, locking people out of opportunities because of decisions made by machines that don't understand the full story. So, who's setting the rules for this new world? Who decides what's fair, what's safe, and what's off limits when it comes to AI? Who's putting up the speed bumps before we crash? Are we moving fast enough to keep up with the technology, or are we already falling behind? We're at a crossroads. Do we let AI run wild, shaping our world in ways we can't predict? Or do we steer it towards something that actually benefits people, making sure it serves us, not the other way around? The choices we make now will shape the future for everyone. It's not just about technology, it's about values, about fairness, and about the kind of society we want to build. This isn't just a tech issue, it's about fairness, safety, and the world we want to live in. It's about making sure everyone has a voice in how AI is used, and that no one gets left behind. Do we want AI to help us thrive, to break down barriers, and to make life better for everyone? Or do we risk letting it create new problems, new divisions, and new frustrations? Will AI be the helpful assistant that solves our problems, or just another thing to argue with about refunds for burnt cat toast and misunderstood requests? The future is up for grabs. The decisions we make today will decide whether AI is a tool for good or just another source of chaos. The choice is ours. So what kind of future do we want to build? If there's one place that truly loves rules, regulations, and carefully crafted policies, it's the European Union. The EU has a reputation for being meticulous, some might even say obsessed, when it comes to setting standards that shape not just Europe, but often the rest of the world too. So when the first signs of an artificial intelligence revolution appeared on the horizon, Brussels didn't just sit back and watch. Instead, policymakers sprang into action, determined to get ahead of the curve. They began drafting what would become the EU AI Act, a comprehensive rulebook designed to govern the development and use of artificial intelligence across all member states. The core idea? To sort AI systems into different risk categories, ranging from the everyday and mostly harmless, like spam filters in your inbox, to the highly complex and potentially life-altering, such as self-driving cars or AI used in healthcare. Each category comes with its own set of rules, requirements, and oversight, aiming to keep innovation safe and trustworthy. The ambition behind the act is huge. The EU wants to set a global benchmark for AI regulation, just as it did with GDPR, which transformed how the world thinks about privacy and data protection. The hope is that, once again, Europe can lead by example and influence tech policy far beyond its borders. But there's a catch. Big, sweeping legislation takes time, lots of it. Committees meet, drafts are revised, and every word is debated. Meanwhile, AI technology is evolving at a pace that's almost impossible to keep up with, creating a widening gap between policy and practice. The EU AI Act has been through countless rounds of debate, amendments, and delays. While lawmakers argue over the details, developers and companies keep pushing the boundaries of what AI can do, sometimes outpacing the very rules meant to keep them in check. It's a bit like trying to build a dam with teaspoons while a tsunami is already on the way. The urgency is clear, but the tools and processes just aren't moving fast enough to match the scale of the challenge. Everyone agreed that action was needed, urgently. Yet the solution kept getting bogged down in endless committee discussions, political wrangling, and bureaucratic red tape. Progress was slow, and frustration was mounting. This deadlock left a vacuum, a space for bold leadership. It was an open invitation for any country willing to take a risk, step forward and say, "We're not waiting for consensus, we're going to act now." Being the first mover is always risky. You might make mistakes, face criticism, or even fail, but you also get to shape the conversation, set the tone, and influence how others respond. It's a chance to lead, not just follow. And that's exactly what one country, famous for its rich history, delicious pasta, and a flair for bold, decisive action, chose to do. Italy decided it wouldn't wait for the rest of Europe to catch up. While the EU was still deep in debate, Italy took matters into its own hands, passing its own measures and making headlines across the continent. Suddenly, the world's attention shifted. All eyes were on Italy, watching to see what would happen next, and whether one country's bold move could spark a new wave of action across Europe and beyond. That country? Italy. The land of ancient empires, world-changing art, and now, a new kind of pioneer. This time, in the world of artificial intelligence. While many expected the first big move to come from somewhere else, Italy surprised everyone by stepping up and taking the lead. On September 17, 2025, Italy passed its own comprehensive AI law, becoming the first major European nation to do so. The news sent shockwaves through the tech world and beyond, as Italy set a precedent that others had only talked about. While the EU was still negotiating, Italy said, "Enough," and rolled out a national framework. Instead of waiting for endless debates and compromises, Italian lawmakers decided to take action, showing a rare sense of urgency in a world often bogged down by bureaucracy. This is a big deal, real binding rules for AI, not just theory or wishful thinking. For the first time, a major country has put pen to paper and created enforceable laws that will shape how AI is developed, used, and regulated within its borders. Italy's history with AI is complicated. They even briefly banned ChatGPT in 2023 over privacy concerns. That move was controversial at the time, sparking debates about censorship, innovation, and the balance between progress and privacy. At the time, it seemed dramatic. Now it looks like foresight. That early decision to hit pause on AI tools gave Italy a head start in thinking deeply about the risks and rewards of this technology. It forced a national conversation that many other countries are only just beginning. Italy's law is practical, immediate, and designed to work alongside the future EU Act, but it also addresses national concerns right now. It's tailored to Italy's unique needs, protecting citizens' rights, supporting local businesses, and ensuring that AI serves the public good, not just corporate interests. It's like the EU was planning a city, and Italy just built the first skyscraper. While others are still drawing blueprints, Italy's already showing what's possible when you move from talk to action. By acting first, Italy became the case study everyone's watching. From Brussels to Beijing, policymakers, tech companies, and citizens around the world are now looking to Italy to see what works, what doesn't, and what the future of AI regulation might look like. They've started the race, and now the world has to respond. Italy's bold move has set off a chain reaction, pushing other nations to speed up their own plans and rethink their strategies. It's classic Italy, bold, dramatic, and impossible to ignore. From the Roman Empire to the Renaissance, Italy has always had a flair for making history, and now, it's doing it again in the digital age, and it's made the global AI conversation a lot more interesting. With Italy leading the way, the world is watching, learning, and getting ready for the next chapter in the story of artificial intelligence. So, what's actually in Italy's new law? It's more than just banning robots from judging your parking. First, transparency. You should always know when you're dealing with AI, no more mysterious black boxes. Second, accountability. For high-risk systems, there must be a clear chain of responsibility if something goes wrong. Third, real penalties. Misusing AI to harm or discriminate? Expect serious fines. And copyright AI companies must be transparent about training data and negotiate with copyright holders. It's a first step toward solving the creative industry's biggest headaches. In short, Italy's law is about making AI powerful, but not lawless. One of the most reassuring parts of Italy's law? Human oversight. For big decisions, medicine, law enforcement, critical infrastructure, a robot can't have the final say. AI can recommend, but a human must decide. In hospitals, AI might spot a tumor, but only a doctor can make the diagnosis. In court, AI can analyze evidence, but only a judge can decide a sentence. The law draws a line. AI is a co-pilot, not the pilot. It's a safeguard against cold, automated decisions, and a reminder that justice and empathy can't be coded. Italy is saying AI should help us, not replace us. At the end of the day, a human must be responsible. That's the relationship we want with our own creations. Italy's law puts special guardrails around kids and workers. For children, strict rules, age verification, bans on manipulative or addictive AI, and a focus on safety. No more digital playgrounds without supervision. For workers, transparency is key. Employers must explain how AI is used in hiring, firing, or promotions. No one can be fired by an algorithm alone. A human must be involved and able to explain the decision. These rules protect the most vulnerable from being exploited by powerful technology. It's about innovation with a conscience. Italy is making sure AI's benefits don't come at the cost of dignity or safety. The message: progress shouldn't leave anyone behind. That's how you build trust in a digital world. Why should you care about Italy's law even if you don't live there? First, it sets a precedent. Other countries may follow Italy's lead, just like with California's car standards. It accelerates the global conversation about AI regulation. For businesses, it brings clarity. Clear rules mean less risk and more confidence to innovate. For people, it means safer, more trustworthy AI, systems with oversight, transparency, and real penalties for abuse. Trust is the currency of the digital age, and Italy's law is a big investment in it. It also pressures the US and China, offering a third, way democratic, human-centric regulation. Italy's move forces a global debate about how to govern AI. By acting first, they've made sure the human-centric model is part of the conversation. It's a bold move with global impact. The world is watching and reacting. Of course, no law is perfect, and critics are loud. Enforcement is a big question. Will the new oversight body have enough power and expertise? Funding is another concern. Can Italy compete with the billions spent by the US and China? Copyright rules are vague, and global enforcement is tricky in a borderless digital world. Still, Italy's law is a bold experiment, one that could inspire or warn the rest of us. So, where does this leave us? Italy dove in while others hesitated. This law is a real-world experiment. Can you have innovation and regulation, or will it be a beautiful mess? Success depends on strong enforcement, smart investment, and working with EU partners. If it works, Italy provides a roadmap for democracies everywhere. If it fails, it's a cautionary tale. The stakes are high, not just for Italy but for all of us. The future of AI isn't just about code, it's about the society we want to build. Italy started the conversation. Now it's up to all of us to write the next chapter.